Hi, it's Diane at So Charming Quilts, and I just wanted to update you on what we've been working on in the studio. If you've been following along, we've been working on the Robert Kaufman 2022 calendar quilts, and when we finished April's, we decided that it would make a great quilt in primary colors with black sashing. So what you see on the floor is our representation of a colorful quilt. I have all of my rows put together with my black sashing in between each block, and I'm ready to actually sew the sashing strips on. I know it's a little hard to see in this video, but I'm going to take, starting at the top with my tomato, I'm going to take my top 6 rows and I'm going to sew that black sashing strip underneath each of my rows, and I'll show you that in just a moment here. I'll show you how I lay that out and how I attach that. Then I'm going to leave that 7th row totally alone, and I'm going to take rows 8 through 11 at the bottom, and that black sashing row is going to go on the top. Once I get those all put together, I will iron my sashing towards my sashing, so I'll iron it away from the blocks and towards my sashing, and I'll kind of have 2 triangles. And then I'll go and I'll put that middle row on, and I'll put the triangles then together, and I'll come back and I'll show you in videos how that all goes together and what I actually mean by that. But I'm going to swing around. I'm going to probably start at the bottom because those are going to be the easiest ones to grab. I'm going to swing around and I'm going to show you sewing the sashing on. So give me just a minute. All right, you probably couldn't see it in the video, but this is my bottom row, and it's that berry with the black sashing, and I have a 12, I believe it's 12.5-inch piece of sashing. The way I'm going to figure out how to place that on, because if you notice, my block is not 12.5 inches. So I'm going to take my sashing strip, and I'm going to fold it in half. I'm just going to lightly finger press where that half mark is. I'm going to line it up so that that half mark falls about halfway in between on my sashing. And then I'm going to just use my 1/4-inch seam, and I'm going to sew that sashing on. All right, so notice that my sashing extends beyond my block, which is what I need it to do because when I go to trim it, I'll need that excess. And like I said, I'll take this to the iron and I'll press it so that it presses towards my sashing. Again, I'm going to complete rows, it'll be 8 through 11. The sashing will go on the top, and when I start at the top with my tomato, I'm going to put them on the bottom for rows 1 through 8, or 1 through 7, and then that middle row I'll leave blank until I get ready to put those triangles together. Come back and join us. I'll show some videos and some pictures, and we'll keep moving along with our April quilt. Thanks for joining.